time is running out, so we're repent now. He's alive, hey. He's alive, Jesus. 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 Thank you very much.
Yeah, give it up for Selah. Ladies and gentlemen, keep those hands clapping as we welcome up Calera to the stage. Calera, Ulla, welcome to the 180. Great performance up there.
Thank you. Hello.
We're going to hear a little bit about your story. You're a born-again Christian. You haven't always been that way, but something definitely happened. Tell us a little bit about your life growing up, where you grew up, and a little bit about that.
Okay, yeah, you're right. I'm a Fijian and I was born in Fiji. I spent most of my childhood there. I moved into Perth when I was 12.
Yep.
Yeah, but like back when I was 2, my parents, they got divorced, so I didn't have, what other people have. And it was not just my mum leaving or my dad leaving, but they both left me with my grandparents.
So totally abandoned.
Yes. And I moved over here because I was a little brat to my grandparents.
Yep.
They couldn't handle me, so I had to come and stay with my dad.
Okay.
Yeah,
So eventually you moved in with your dad?
Yes.
After a period of time?
Yeah, sometimes.
So what were you doing in that stage? Was this around about the high school age, was it?
No, it started earlier than that.
Okay.
Yeah, I was 7. Rejection and bitterness was a big part of my life. Not having parents there, it was like I look at other people and they have their parents, and I'm like, oh my goodness, why can't I have that?
So you would have had that sense of abandonment. You would have been looking around at your friends, you see the mum, the dad, and you would have felt that abandonment and bitterness towards your parents?
Yeah, that's...
And so where did that bitterness take you? Like, what path did that take you down?
Oh, crazy. It opened up a lot of doors. Self-pity came in the way, and it led me to, first was just hanging out with the wrong group of friends.
Yeah.
Thinking, okay, I can handle myself. I was taught morals with my grandparents.
Yep.
That because of my own choices, I hang out with wrong with friends, and from there we went to just a little bit of alcohol, house parties. Then it took me to relationships because I was searching. I was abandoned, and there was a void in my heart, and that led me to relationships. And from there, drugs came in the scene.
Right.
And this happened when I was a teenager.
Yeah. So these things you were trying to find that fulfillment in your life, and nothing was working. So tell us a little bit about what changed. How did you meet Jesus?
At the age of 16, I left home. I had a fight with my parents, my dad, and I left home. And me thinking, okay, I can do this. I don't need my parents. I don't need. And then when I left, they totally. I got more involved, and I hit bottom rock. I was depressed, and just anxiety. I was feeling a bit mental, and suicidal came in the way. And I totally, because I would, but Christians would tell me about Jesus, and I was like, oh, I don't know if it's even real, But imagine that I look and like there's nothing in this world that can fulfill me. I've tried it all. I've tried the drugs, I've tried the alcohol, I've tried having boyfriends, I tried just anything. I went to the psychiatrist, psychologist, went to the doctors. I knew there was more to it, and there was nothing fulfilling me. I was at the same time I was playing sports, and it was taking me from places to places.
Yeah.
But I would fake it, I would just fake everything. Would be smiling, but closed doors. Only God knew the tears that I lost. Not going to bed, and all those fornication coming the way, and all those things. It just wrecked me. And I remember a day I gave up. I don't want to do this anymore. And I wrote suicidal notes to my parents, and I was thinking to go ahead with it.
And so what changed from that point, from the drugs and that? Did you know someone who knew Jesus? Did they tell you about Christ? Is there someone in your life?
Yeah, my grandma was a Christian. She was a born-again Christian.
Right.
She'd call me up, and I avoid talking to her because she'd be like, you need Jesus in your life. I'm like, oh, he doesn't even work, because all my Christian friends, they call themselves Christian. They were drinking as well, And I was like, oh man, I don't know if this works. And I went ahead with committing suicide. I was like, if no one cares about me, I'll just maybe kill myself. That was on a Sunday. On a Tuesday, I was planning to kill myself, and that was a turning point for me.
Did you cry out to God that night?
Yes, I did. I was walking home after school. I was 17 years of age. I remember walking home, and I was looking in the sky, and I was like, you know what? If you're real, just telling God, if you're real, and you are who these people say, you're loving God, you just gotta do something. Because in the back of my mind, I knew heaven and hell were real.
Yes.
And if I had to do something that day, hell will be my portion,
Yeah.
There's just like a conscience in me saying, you are not right with God. So yeah, in my desperate moment, I was totally lost. I was messed up. I cried out to God, and I was like, God, save me, please. Really desperate.
And did God meet you at that moment?
God met me. He was so gracious. Yeah, I walked home, and I could just felt his, I could confidently say his presence, because that's the second time I felt was in church.
Yeah.
I felt his presence. I was on my knees for hours and just telling God, take me somewhere that I get to know you, not know of you, but actually know
a
you.
relationship.
Yeah, that's right.
So he's fulfilled that fatherly relationship. Has he healed all of that bitterness that you were talking about?
Yeah, he has. Went to a church. I got invited to Potter's House Church. It was on Tuesday. I got invited to Potter's House Church on Thursday.
Yeah.
And Saturday I was like, I'm gonna try this out, because if it doesn't work out, then Sunday I'm gonna go ahead with. And then God just came through.
Amen.
Yeah.
So what's God done in your life since you've been born again? Since He's changed you? How has He helped you out?
He has helped me in so many ways, but He's actually taken away the depression that I had.
Yeah.
I was an alcoholic when I was 17. I haven't touched alcohol for the last 6 years of my salvation.
Praise God.
I was set free from depression, anxiety. I don't have to go to a psychiatrist anymore.
Amen.
It was, God has just totally turned my life around. I was able to finish my studies. He has fulfilled a fatherly and motherly love in my heart. So I was able to reconcile with my mom and just tell my dad, I forgive you.
Yeah.
And I
it's a restored relationship.
It's a restored relationship.
Surrounded you with some good friends as well.
Yes, I got a good job, and God just totally turned me around, and I just realized that Jesus Christ died on the cross, because God loves us so much. He gave His only Son to die on the cross, and that made sense to me now. And I have confidence now that I'll die and meet Jesus one day. And God just take all my sins away and just fulfill me. Like, if you've known me 5 years ago, I wasn't the same person.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, there is a story of a normal, everyday person. You would think that they're just a standard person, but deep down inside there were problems, like us all. But Jesus Christ has removed all of that bitterness and all that depression and transformed Calera into the lady that she's in today. Let's give her a hand, ladies and gentlemen.